What's going on, CCSU? I'm Alexis. Welcome back to Sophomore Tea. This is episode 11.
Go.
This is episode 11. I'm here with Amari today.
Yeah, hi, I'm Amari. Today's co-host. I'm today's co-host, Amari, and yeah, welcome back to the Sophomore Tea.
All right, so today we're gonna be tapping into self-care, tackling what that looks like, how do you handle it,
Yeah.
and your day-to-day basis with self-care. So what does self-care look like to you?
Dude, self-care is it's so important, especially like recently in my life. I have really bad OCD in the form of like, not where like I need things to be like here and here and here. I feel like I just need structure in my life,
right.
And that can be, it can be really helpful, and it also can be really harmful in the sense where like things kind of have to go this way, and if they don't, I get flustered. So self-care is really important to me because I find myself in those situations a lot, especially being a college student. Like everything is not going to go your way. So things aren't going my way, and it gets me flustered. So what helps me, I make a lot of routines. So things that like, they can buffer off, but like I have kind of like a mindset of things are going to go. For example, even small things like my morning routine, that's not like crazy self-care, but we'll dive into more of that later. But like, I like to wake up. First thing I like to do is just make my bed. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but a lot of studies show you start your day with making off your bed. You're really setting yourself right in a positive way for the rest of your day. And it sounds like kiddish, but I started doing this during the summer. Like I started making my bed, and just like even like the rest of my day, like I feel like since I accomplished something in the morning, it was just kind of like easy to go about my day.
Right.
So yeah, just that, make my bed, after that, brush my teeth, do what I gotta do. And that's just one of the many different routines that I have that help me keep a positive mindset, I guess, if that makes sense.
Like, I want to tap into the making your bed, because recently I discovered, and it's shown in studies too, that the way you live in your environment also taps into your self-care, like your mindset. So I've like realized it too when I have a dirty space or like it's not organized, then I myself am not organized in my head. Like I feel like I'm going insane.
Yeah, so I was kind of like that for a while. My room was never like dirty. Like I never had like food and stuff laying out, but like I lived in a smaller room and I've been on campus for a while. So like my room just kind of gets cluttered over a while.
Exactly.
So like, I mean, like there's posters and stuff. There's like figures and things and such there. And I never really like addressed it, I guess, because it's just always been like that. And it wasn't until recently, like the summer where I started to kind of like organize a lot more. And just for example, I knew it was finally working where like when I first started making my bed and I just started to declutter my room. Like, oh my God, the importance of decluttering is amazing. But going out to go to work and I'd come back, and coming back to like a nice clean room is like such a refreshing thing. Like just like, it sounds like kiddish, but like the aroma or the vibe in the room, it was just completely shifted compared to like when it was like, messy and cluttered compared to like where things are just organized. So like the importance of just keeping your area clean, like super important.
No, definitely. I think that I've started to incorporate that into my daily schedule, because I'm the type to not have anything organized and say I'm going to do it tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow morning comes and I'm tripping over everything and rushing.
Yeah, and those are just little things. Like self-care doesn't have to be this entire spiritual journey. Like I do a lot of things. We'll touch into that a little more later, but things that I actively go and do. But even little things like that, like making your bed, just drinking more water. I want to say journaling, but that's a little more deeper. Maybe even like folding your clothes right when they come out of the laundry. I know I'm still struggling with that. Like when I do laundry, I'll kind of have them like sit here and slowly tag it. Even just having that, decluttering your room, small things like that can just keep your head positive, because it's so hard, especially in the world that we live in now. Like so much things are going on, and then you slap school on that, you slap work, you slap relationships on that. It's really easy to kind of lose yourself because your mind is just everywhere. So even small things like that, the importance of that is critical. What does self-care look like to you though?
So recently, when I think about self-care, I think more about maintenance with myself.
Yeah.
Just keeping up with like whether it be your hair or your nails or I. Okay. What's that book you got there?
Go ahead. I'm not done yet. But
Right.
You can keep going.
So I struggle to like
Yeah.
keep up with regular maintenance.
Yeah.
And I found when I do so, I feel way better about myself. Like seriously, when they say when you look good, you feel good.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I've been trying to do that, and I found that it helps. This morning I did that, and I feel very calm, very demure, very mindful. It's that.
Here's some headphones. I don't know if I can show that logo, so I'll keep it on the side there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do that, and then I'm trying to be a little bit more alone with myself now. Be alone with my thoughts and my feelings.
Yeah.
That way I recognize to myself, how am I taking care of myself?
Yeah, and I think people really kind of aren't okay with just being alone sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, especially.
It's scary.
Yeah, but like, I can understand the struggle. Like, we're humans, we're like social creatures. But I feel like being okay with being alone is nice because as humans, we're taught from a young age to kind of seek the validation of others, and not even just like, relationship wise, even like when you're a kid, like, you're looking for validation from your parents. You want to be called a good kid instead of like, whenever you do bad things, you get punished. So instead of doing that, you try to act right. You're seeking like this validation just from your parents, and that's just how you kind of grow up. And then we become adults, and we just have like this thing just burnt into our brain, and we kind of just always seek that validation from others. But it isn't until you can kind of flip that and just enjoy who you are as a person, then you'll really get like quality, pure, natural quality out of your life. Dang, you see that wordplay I just did? That isn't something I just, I fell out of a coconut tree and figured out. No, but I jokingly brought up a bunch of these. I don't want to like go too much. I actually just started reading this one. I think the importance of reading in general is really nice because I think people become really what's the word I'm looking for? Is it complacent? What's complacent mean? That means you're just not going nowhere. I think people like become super complacent, especially like when they're not in school, like the summertime or they're on breaks and they're just kind of going about life. And I think going out and searching and being curious about not just like education wise, but even just emotionally is super important. For example, I'm reading this book I just finished. I'll talk about the one I just finished before because I just started this one. This one's called Let That Ish Go. Ooh. It's cool. Yeah, I can't really give too many reviews on it. I just started it. But basically what it is, it's just kind of like, basically what we were just talking about before, kind of being okay with being alone and not seeking like that attention or validation from others and being okay with yourself. But this one that I just read, The Four Agreements, it's a cool book. They do kind of ramble on at the end. But I bring this book up because what's it about, it's the Four Agreements. What they are just, it talks about self-limiting beliefs that we have as humans and how we can come forth and acknowledge those things to enrich our life. Just four basic ones that they did in there. The first one was, I don't even know if the word I'm saying it right is, be impeccable with your word. Is that a word? Yeah. Impeccable? Be impeccable with her, just speaking positively, not going out and gossiping.
Like affirmation.
Yeah, having integrity with everything you say. That's just important. And that's going back to what I was saying before, like even just small things can kind of really just make your day positive or your mind positive. The second one, I believe, was don't take things personally.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I struggle with that a lot. Like even like the smallest things, like I feel like I'm such a prideful dude. Whenever I even get like the smallest bit of criticism, it's just like, oh my God, please get out of my face kind of thing. The third one was, don't make assumptions. I feel like that's something that's huge. Like as human beings, we're kind of just feel obligated when we don't know something, we just kind of assume. And for the most part, it kind of destroys us, like, for example, like maybe somehow somebody looks at you, like someone looks at you funny, even for like that half second, you kind of just assume, your brain starts to just ramble and go and go and go, and you start to make assumptions, not just about what they think about what you think, or what you think about yourself.
Right.
And that can, internally destroy you. And the fourth one was kind of just, which I think is dope, and I think that everyone should follow, is just doing your best. Nobody's perfect at all, not even in the slightest. But as long as you can say that you did your best, that's progress. As long as you're doing better than the day you did before, or at least trying to do that, then I think that's a positive.
I like that mindset, and I think that when people set goals, they get too tripped up in like starting it and how to go about it, rather than making small progress, like achievable steps in the beginning. And I think that's what I struggle with, to be honest.
Can I ask, why do you think self-care is important?
So in my head, how I process it, I think having self-care with myself is like having respect for myself. If I don't have respect for myself, then, I feel like it's harder to have self-respect or respect in general for other things in my life, like whether it be people or just school or motivation. And I think that keeping up with myself allows me to be accountable of everything else, if that makes sense.
Nah, elaborate. I need you to elaborate a little more.
Okay,
I hear you.
Let me get into it.
Yeah. I'm trying to pick at your brain right now.
Boom, bada bing, bam.
You lost me. Okay.
So when I say like I wake up and I want to go to the gym, I don't go to the gym. In my head, I'm already like not standing on my word. I'm not having a great day. So say I go to class, I feel like I'm not motivated to actually be there, be present, and be working towards my goals actively. But say if I did go to the gym, I just gotta pump in. Now I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in class. Oh, I'm really feeling what she's saying. Getting that down, like it just sets the pace for the rest of at least my day. That's how I process it. And I do feel like just having self-care in your life is really important. For yourself, makes you feel good.
So I see that self-care in more of a physical sense. What about like an emotional sense? Do you ever find yourself doing anything for that, or you kind of just, you think you're okay?
Mentally,
See, now I'm really getting into you.
You're eating, I hear.
I think I'm the host now.
Come take my spot, why don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so self-care mentally, this is a struggle. It's been a struggle for a minute. And I think it's because I tend to avoid it. But learning more about it, I definitely do want to tap into it, because I think that it makes you mentally stronger.
As someone who constantly feels like I have to be doing something productive, like in a physical sense, like for example, like I always feel like I gotta be on LinkedIn looking at jobs. I gotta be doing some kind of homework. You kind of get super overworked and burnt out. And I was doing that for just the way I was raised. My dad always just I had an iron fist over me where it was like, you got to be doing something productive.
Right.
So just for years, like I was just overworking the hell out of myself and didn't really think anything about it, because that was just kind of how it is. And it kind of just took me on like this autopilot thing. But I think the first step into really getting in tune with yourself and increasing your mental is just kind of acknowledging it first. That's literally the first step. Even the small things, like for example, like drinking water. I definitely want to drink more water. I feel like everyone should be drinking water all the time. But like just saying like, oh, I need to drink more water. Now it's in your head. Now it's in your subconscious. And now when you're going around, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I should take another sip of water. Even now, Jesus Christ. Oh, I spilled some. Yeah, can you cut that out, please? I don't want that. I do not want that. Yeah, but recently I really got into that. I take like, it doesn't even need to be like this whole big fiasco. Like even just like 30 minutes to an hour a day, just sit down and just relax. Like I know something, I've been reading a little bit about this. Something they mentioned in here, and they said like the average mind thinks about like, it was like a ridiculous number, like 80,000 thoughts a day. And it's like, no wonder why people come home and they're just like exhausted. They're the entire, and most of the time they don't even realize it. Their mind is just racing. So being able to take like that 30 minutes to an hour definitely helps a lot. It kind of lets you appreciate the here and not like the there, for example, like future or the past. Actually, bro, this quote in here that was so fire that I highlighted it. That's how fire it was. Okay, yeah. I love this quote so much that I highlighted it and I posted it on my Instagram. It says, you're missing the here and now. The tiny little moments of your life is made up of driving your car, grocery shopping, enjoying a night out. Think of it this way. If you're not always there, you're missing out on what's here.
Why don't we get into that?
Cooked. Yeah, I feel like, especially at our young age, we're just kind of so laser focused on the past or even like the future, like, oh, what am I going to be doing here? What I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. Sometimes we just kind of need to take a step back and like just chill out. Like if I'm on like the way to work in the morning and I'm thinking about like, oh, I gotta cook later, I gotta check due dates, I gotta make emails and stuff like that. The whole ride there, my mind is just racing, but in reality, in that moment, all you can do really is just drive your car to work. So put all that stuff to the side and just worry about here and now. And we'll get to those things. Like those aren't like life critical things that need to get done in the moment. But yeah, just kind of being more in the present is super important. It's something that I'm definitely trying to take more into my life because like I said before, I always felt like I was being overworked because I always needed to plan for the future. And that kind of ties into a little bit of the OCD thing. Like I kind of needed things set in a certain way, but kind of just taking a step back and realize like, hey, like this is life. Life is beautiful. You know, going out and looking at the trees and the birds. Like, and you would have said this to me like a year ago. I'd be like, bro, get out of my way. Put my fries in the bag, bro. Like,
put my fries in the bag.
Yeah, like whatever. But it's a real thing. It's a real thing that people need to like at least try. You know, maybe it isn't for everyone. I know me personally, I like to. Oh, I was like real against that first. Grounding, you ever heard of that?
No, what is
it's
it?
like you basically just go outside. You kind of just put your feet in the ground and just
like barefoot.
Yeah, it sounds nasty, but like I'm not putting my feet in like dirt. Like I'm just like I'm on like the top of the grass, and I'll just kind of lay back. I need to find a new spot for it. I do it by like one of like you see where I'd be at. I'd be like doing in the student circle.
So you're into nature recently.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's cool. I don't really mind the people walking by. That doesn't really bother me. But like, we're next to like the science building, so like there's mad like racketing and mad weird sounds. So I think I wanted to go try and like at Stanley. I go there a couple of times. I like take a little stroll.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But yeah, even that, like I was like, and I've only been doing that for like 2 weeks, and just as a whole, I just kind of feel better. I feel like it's crazy. I've kind of put less stress on like actual working and taking more time to myself, and now I feel like I can be more productive as a whole, which is crazy. I've taken less time off of being productive, but now that I'm taking that time for me, I can be more productive, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, I just.
So how do you feel about the people who are stuck, who are just discouraged from decisions they made in the past that didn't really lead them anywhere?
Yeah, I definitely had that struggle a little bit. But you kind of got to just realize that, or you mean like just strictly past stuff?
So say something in the past is not helping them move forward.
Okay, yeah.
With self-care.
I think the first step into that is just acknowledging it. Like I said before, acknowledging it is super important. Like, hey, you got a bad grade on a test. Now that was me. Like I got a bad grade on a test, and it would just kill me for the rest of the day. Like, it would kill just my mindset. So acknowledging that you got that bad grade, accepting it, and then moving forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got the bad grade. Cool. Is me thinking about it going to make my grade better, or is me going and studying or going to office hours of this teacher going to improve my grade? Mm-hmm. and just things like that. Like as a whole, like when there's things that I'm trying to get better at. Like I can't even think of anything, but yeah. But like I'm saying before, just being intentional, accepting it, and moving forward. Like the stuff that happens in the past, like if you think, not even like 20 years from now, if you think from a week from now, like it's not even gonna be like,
not that relevant.
It's gonna be such an insignificant thing. and this all like ties into like so much stuff. We're even like touching on the like the validation thing. Like, I don't think people understand on how insignificant, like embarrassing things you do are. Like, for example, like I'll do something embarrassing, and then like, oh, these people are looking at me, whatever, and then that will kind of just kill me for the rest of the day. Like, I'm stuck now. I'm stuck in this thing. So this is just like where I'm just kind of stuck in this moment. But in reality, like, nobody cares.
They don't.
Nobody cares. Like, me, I wake in the morning, I'm not thinking about something that happened, or I'm not thinking of like the dude who dropped his food at the calf the other day, or anything like that. Like, that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm my own person who has my own life. Why would it be any different from anyone else? Ooh. Like, and if it is, if people are waking up and thinking about me, cool, I guess that's an issue that they kind of need to solve on their own. But yeah, if you're feeling stuck, just kind of accepting it and moving forward, and realize like you have so much ahead of you. Like, you're going to look back on this moment years from now and think like, oh, why did I care so much? Why was I?
I think that also plays into being level-headed, and I think that's a factor of self-care, to be honest.
Can you like elaborate on level-headed? Like, I feel like I know what level-headed means, but I need you to like make sure we're like on the same page.
Like, just how you said. Oh, well, what I wanted to say earlier is pick your heart.
What that mean?
Pick your heart is my favorite quote.
What that mean?
So, if you're in a situation and you realize, oh, they're both hard, which one is going to be more attainable? So say I am failing a class. Okay.
Pick your heart?
Yeah, pick your heart.
H-E-A-R-T?
H-A-R-D.
Oh, wait.
Hard. Pick your, let me get
Oh, pick your hard.
Pick your
Okay,
heart.
I'm saying that you said heart. I'm like, what are we talking about?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, pick your hard.
So pick your hard. Okay, ready? I'm going to cook.
Okay.
So I'm failing a class.
Yeah.
All right. I'm stressing. I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm telling the whole world about it. Mm-hmm. And I really don't feel like I have the motivation to pass this class and do what I need to.
Yeah.
So I'm just over here like crying about it. Now, do I want to stay? And do I want to cry? And do I just want to put in the work? I'm getting there. Do I just want to put in the work to pass the class?
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be hard. It's going to be long days. I'm going to have to pull how many all-nighters? Or, okay, wait, I didn't have an or. But,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, the other stance is they're both hard. And you have to pick the one that's going to reach you to the end. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Next topic. No, seriously, no. No, that's good. Yeah, no, I do hear what you're saying. Yeah, being definitely.
It taps into what you said.
Yeah, I mean, I said a lot of stuff here and there, but yeah, no, I do hear what you're saying. Picking the one that's a little bit more attainable, and I think that's critical too, because I feel like another big thing people are they're just too hard on themselves as a whole. People kind of like take the positive or the wins in their life and just kind of expect that. So they're like, oh, I did this, I did that, I got this good grade.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I should have gotten that, whatever. So they don't really like appreciate it as much as they do until that bad thing happens. You know, they get that bad grade or anything small that bad happens. They kind of just take that and just make it define them when that's not how it should be at all. You know, yeah, you may have gotten a bad grade on this test, but hey, you have an A+ in this class, dude. Like, relax. Or yeah, maybe you got like a C+ on this quiz, but you're taking Calc 2. Like that is not no easy class, you know. So I think definitely being not as hard on yourself, and that's something I still need to take into consideration. That, like I was saying before, like I was raised like an iron fist, so I feel like having those wins were just kind of expected.
Definitely.
And when I had those losses, it was really like, I feel like it would define me when it shouldn't at all. You know, we're all humans. We all make mistakes in a sense. So I definitely think it's super important to just be easier on yourself.
I love that.
Yeah. What do you think about? It's such a weird topic because some people feel like they need less or more of it. How do you feel like sleep plays into it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially in college, like it definitely isn't the best culture, like sleep in general. What is your takes on it? Do you think people can just go with less, or how important do you think it actually is?
I think I'm starting to realize it probably depends on the person. Like, there's the statistics and there's the research, but I know that I found that I have really bad sleeping habits, but when I do go to sleep late, I am able to wake up early. And it doesn't help. So I think everybody should stick to the 8 hours, 9 hours, because you're waking up and you're feeling refreshed.
Yeah.
But I've gone days where like I've gone to sleep at 3 and I wake up at 7 and I'm like, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I definitely, it's a weird thing for me. I'm still kind of working it out. Like now I have an actual job and all my shifts start at 7. So like the latest I can wake up is probably like 6 where I can actually do what I got to do. Which leads me to have to take my sleep more serious, I guess, because I'm a night owl for real. Like I wasn't going to bed till like 11 to like 1 kind of range, which even that, it's a lot better than a lot of people think.
Definitely is.
Yeah. And there, so like I kind of really had to like shift it, and like I was able to function like even like now that I'm an RA, like there are some days where I have duty till 12 and I have to get up at 6, and like I can do it. It's fine. You give me some coffee, I'm straight. But it's like it won't affect me. Maybe it won't affect me that day, but like
it'll catch up to you.
Yeah, eventually it'll hit me. Like especially if I'm doing it like every other day, like eventually it'll catch up to me. And I think that's why I think sleep is so important, because people don't really think about the longevity of it. Like, yeah, it won't affect me now, but who knows? You know, I'm doing this for 4 years, 5 years. Like you're gonna feel a little sluggish, I guess. So yeah, that's what I think about it. Oh my God, what just popped on my phone. Actually, we could touch on this. Affirmations.
That's crazy. I was just gonna say that.
Dude, I have this app my friend put me on. Shout out Sam. It's this app called I Am. I think the only iffy thing about it is it's a subscription-based thing. So, and it was like $32 a year, which isn't terrible, which is like $2 a month. I was thinking it was gonna hit me $2 a month. I can do $2 a month, whatever. But when they gave me that initial 32 ding, I was like, damn, I was like, just to tell me I'm worth it. I was like, all right, whatever.
Free
I'll tell my own affirmation for free. But no, I think just that is super important. Like I don't right now. I'll just read the one they just gave me. I can read like the last. Oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, so it works. It kind of every hour, it kind of just gives you a positive affirmation. Like for example, and I think it's dope. I feel like it always hits me at the right moment. Like whenever I'm down or whenever I'm feeling some kind of way or about myself, like it always just hits me at the right time. But look, I'll read like the last 6 it just gave me. Look, for this last one it just gave me, like just now it says, I am human and I'm allowed to make mistakes. Like I feel like it listens to me, because I feel like we were just talking about being okay with making those mistakes. So like that, or this week I am breaking new ground in my life and it feels great. I am grateful for the people who love me unconditionally. I am handling this. I am safe. I refuse to let anyone make me doubt myself ever. Like even like that small thing, like I said, maybe now like we're in the middle of this podcast, like it is what it is, but like you're just going to class, you're kind of in that autopilot mode, like just seeing that affirmation, that positive thing being said, it kind of takes you out of that autopilot. And that's another thing. I wish I could talk about it more. There was a chapter in here that what I'm on now is autopiloting, how often we all go into autopilot in the society that we're in. But yeah, just having that affirmation kind of makes you just think positive. And I think that just ties into everything. You're just being nicer to ourselves and not being so hard on ourselves, I guess.
I do believe that once you start speaking more affirmations to yourself, you're able to eliminate self-doubt.
Yeah, and I think the thing about self-care that people need to take consider is it don't happen overnight. Like this isn't like, yeah, you go out and put your feet in the grass and you'll be cooling for the rest of the day. Like it isn't like that at all. You definitely need to like once to the gym, you have to kind of just make it a routine kind of thing, and it's definitely like a longevity kind of thing. Like that stuff definitely don't happens overnight. Like yo, I've been overworked for the last couple years. You see it, so it's not like it's gonna happen overnight. Like it's something you just gotta take, like put a reminder on your phone. Like I got one on my phone. It's just like I'm a religious guy, so I just play, read my Bible or read a book or just relax. Take a second to just appreciate the now and not worry so much about the future or grill yourself so much about the past, I guess.
I love it. So as we're getting into the last stretch of our episode today.
That's usually my thing. I
What?
can't do this. I'm getting that chair next time.
I'm following your footsteps. You taught me, now I'm leading.
Yeah. Okay.
So what last tips do you have specifically for our sophomores who are battling with self-care?
You don't need this giant routine for self-care. Like it doesn't need to be this whole big spiel. Just starting by being nicer to yourself is so important. You're going through a tough year. I know that sophomore, junior year was definitely some of my tougher years. You're taking like the higher side of the gen eds while also deep diving into your major. So it's definitely hard to really feel like you're worth it because you're just kind of stressed all the time. So just be nicer to yourself. And I'd say get like a small routine going, like making your bed or just a morning routine in general that if fitness is your thing, fitness is a nice one to really increase mental health. Get a nice workout routine in, and even just a night one, just so that you kind of have structure, because that helps me out. But it's definitely a case by case kind of thing. Things that may work for me may not work for you, but it's all about trying it. You got to try it, and that's one of the biggest things I say to sophomores in general. You got to try. It's just like this is your chance in life to make those mistakes, and I say it all the time. Like go out and try new things.
Our very own mentor here. Thank you so much for our tips. He's mad. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next episode and stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay safe. I can't believe it.